Hello, listener. My name is Mayari, and this is Magical Coffee Dates. I'm sitting here in the Moonbeam tea rooms. I've got a warm mocha with me, a sausage roll, and the owners are really cool and let me set up my laptop to record these sessions. I'm waiting to meet up with an old friend and hopefully rekindle that friendship because I moved away from the October region and sort of lost touch with everyone, but it's fine because I'm back now. I sent out a mailer cat, aka Bod, to everyone I used to know and set up a few coffee dates. Thankfully, some people replied, and today I have with me.
Count Reyana. Hello. It's so good to be here.
Um,
I'm
hi.
doing
I'm
fine,
sorry.
thank you. How about you?
I don't. Um, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't recognize you.
No, you definitely recognize me. We met in the line at Realm Idol. We were both auditioning for the competition, and it turns out
Oh,
that they picked you over me. It was, I was a little hurt in the moment, but I've definitely gotten over it. And, ultimately it just came down to I was too pretty, and I think they were looking for someone a little less pretty than me. So,
the
yes, that's exactly what
no.
happened.
Oh, wait. That was a lot to unpack. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I don't recognize you, but Realm Idol does ring a bell,
Yeah,
and
yes, it's because we
you
both auditioned. We were in line together, and we practiced with each other. We were, doing fine, doing well. And then when we both got to the judges table, um, they took you to the next round, and told me to go away.
well, that I mean, just based on the minute I've been sitting here, it makes sense. Maybe you are just a little too pretty, um, mm,
Yes,
but
yes,
I
that's
don't.
exactly why they picked me. Because I have a beautiful voice. Would you like to hear a song?
Uh, yes, yeah, sure. Maybe it'll help me bring a.
Maybe this is about time for us to fall apart in sync.
Something's
La la la
falling apart.
la. That's an original one I created. It's called and I just came up with it at the top of my head. Um, because I'm
Did
so
you
talented.
sing? You know what? That does ring a bell. I do remember sitting next to you waiting to
Yes.
audition and someone just going
Mhm.
la, 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 la. And I think that must be that I think that must be the point where we started talking because I looked over at you and yeah, you're
And
so
you just have
beautiful.
never
I
heard
just
such beautiful singing in your entire life, I'm sure.
and I just had to ask you. So, I mean, I did you take singing lessons?
No, I actually just came out of my mother's womb and immediately knew I was a star. I sang in my
Right.
room. I sang on the train. I sang to anybody that would listen to me, and oftentimes they would run away because they were so frightened by how beautiful my
You're
voice was.
right. You
Um,
know what? I remember this because in the ethereal region by the way, listener, this is where it was. In the ethereal region, we were sitting down in the stadium at the Capitol and Count Rihanna, you said?
No, it's Count Reyana with a R.
Oh, Count Rihanna was singing this song and suddenly just all the people around him just scattered and I remember that so clearly now. Thank you so much for reminding me.
Yes, yes. It's just a crazy talent I have. As soon as I start singing, people are so overwhelmed by the beauty of my voice that they start running. So yeah, it was. It's always
To
just
the
been.
exit, like, I think people just wanted to give up their spots. They just refused to be around you, or I mean, like, maybe they just refused to maybe they just, um maybe they just thought that they didn't have a chance.
Yeah, they didn't.
At least not for a TV slot.
Yeah, no, they didn't. And as it turns out, I guess, uh, not even the most talented singers though don't always make it to the next round, which is totally fine. I am absolutely didn't even need the show because I'm actually very successful now. I currently sing at a theme
Oh,
park actually full time called Bobo World. It's in the forest region. I don't know if you've been. Have you been?
I might have passed it. I might have passed it. It was the one with the falling apart wooden roller coaster?
Yes, 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 yes. Uh, so yes, I sing there as one of
Oh
their.
my gosh, wait a minute. I think I remember seeing that as I was passing. I'm pretty sure I saw someone standing in the wooded roller coaster singing at the top of their lungs as it was going.
Yes, yes. So
But that was you?
yes. So I don't actually, they haven't actually hired me to perform at the theme park, but I go there and voluntarily sing at the theme park. They have, told me if I show up again, they'll arrest me. But
Oh.
but again, it just goes back to people just being so in love with my voice that they just, sometimes they don't know how to react to it. So it's very, very, it's hard, but it's also just so,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to be this talented.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Like, I can't imagine. I mean, when you went home and I went to the next round, I, I didn't feel like I deserved to be there. And
Yeah, I
when they
don't think
heard
you
my voice,
did, but that's okay.
yeah, I mean, look, do you even know what happens after someone like me gets through?
Um, no, actually, what happens when you get through? I can't imagine.
S- So, yeah, I'm sure. Um, so I went through the backstage and I sang a couple of notes, and I saw some of the judges being really awful to some other people
Mm.
because they just couldn't sing well. And when I went up and I sang a few notes, they were like, "You get a golden ticket. You're going to Ethereal World." And I said, "This isn't right. This isn't wrong. There are people who are pouring their hearts out and you're all being really mean to them." So I ripped the ticket up in front of their faces.
Wow. So you have that thing. What's it called that some people have? I forget the word. Morals.
Yeah, yes.
Wow.
I do have a little, like, I really wanted to do this, and a lot of my friends even know that growing up, I really had this dream to, well, okay, maybe people, okay, listener, just pretend that you didn't hear that, but I did have dreams to, make something of myself, and that's why while I was away, I decided, "Hey, let me just try out for Realm Idol," but
Uh,
I decided in the end it wasn't for me because it's just full of a bunch of people who, you know, are just, I mean, it's not for me because I just didn't want that sort of spotlight on me, whereas people like you,
uh,
on the other hand, maybe deserve to be seen a bit more.
yes. Oh, and it's just again, it's something I was born with, and I I can't help it, but people always just stare at me, and it's crazy. I've just never.
What have you Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry, I didn't
No,
mean
I've
to
just
interrupt you.
all I was gonna say is I've just never, not known what it's felt like to be amazing and talented at every single thing I do, especially singing. I
Yeah.
am a good singer. Um, Again, just a reminder to
Ye
everybody. Would you like to hear a
right.
song?
I was actually gonna ask
I
you.
once was digging in my sandpit as a child. And the worm came out and scared me, and then I ran away and fell off a cliff, and my mother
Oh,
carried me home. Thank you. That was another
wow.
singing tune.
I'm s I'm speechless.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've ever heard anything like that in my life, and what
Why
a
are you
I
laughing
mean,
right now?
I'm not laughing, I just think
It,
that that's
it
so
definitely sends a humorous vibe. Um,
yeah, sometimes you know how sometimes, the best pop songs, even the classic songs, the classic pop songs, you listen to them years later and you think, "Wow, that was just so great and ahead of its time
mm,
at the time." You're there, I think.
mm,
But one thing I did want to ask you, thinking about was it Bobo World? Bobo?
Bobo World, yes.
Yes. So I was thinking, that song you were kind of screeching off the top of your you were
What's so funny?
sorry. I was
Are
thinking
you
about how you
laughing
were
at
screeching.
me?
No, 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 no. I'm no, my coffee has a funny joke in it.
Mhm.
My mocha. Oh, I didn't order you anything, but we'll get this after. Um
Oh, it's fine. I
my
don't
I
drink
remember
caffeine. It's bad for my vocal cords.
oh, I'm sure they could just get so
I
much
do.
worse.
You know what I do
But
instead? I eat. I eat enchiladas. They're much better for your vocal cords. Have you ever tried eating an enchilada before going on stage and singing?
I haven't. I can say that I haven't, but I've definitely avoided caffeine and stuck to tea. But the question I've been trying to ask is I remember excuse me everyone, I'm starting to cry. Um
Because again, oh wow, see, this is my
I yes,
beauty in effect.
you're
People are just so
yes,
overwhelmed by it.
yeah, sure. The question I've been trying to ask is the song that you were singing. I remember as as you were climbing up the way, your voice is a very beautiful deep tenor, but as the drop happened, you were screeching and I couldn't make out what you were
Oh yeah,
screaming or singing. I'm sorry, singing. Would you mind just singing that song for us?
yeah. It went like
It started deep and
yes,
then got really high
it went
on the
yes,
drop.
yes. Oh, I'd love to. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I'm crying. It was so
Yeah,
beautiful.
thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing that
Oh,
with me.
yeah.
I can't believe they haven't hired
You know what's
you.
funny? I do
Um,
remember you being there that day, and you were crying, actually. I believe you, um, uh, you know what? I remember seeing you run away from the cotton candy stand, and the man was chasing you, and he was
oh,
saying, "Give me back my cotton candy." Um, so that was interesting. What was happening there?
look, I was really hungry because the night before I was up to some stuff and I woke up and my mouth was really dry and I thought, why don't I just get more cotton candy to make it better?
Oh, same. I love, the next best thing besides enchiladas for your voice is cotton candy.
Yes, like the sponge sugar is
Mhm,
just really helpful
mhm.
and um I I thought, "Hey, to be honest, when I had it and I saw you, well, I didn't know it was you. But I just thought, maybe if I have this cotton candy and this man would stop chasing me, that I could maybe, get hired at the theme park
Mhm.
to sing.
Yeah. Well, not all of us can be as lucky, unfortunately. What actually do you
Yeah.
do now that, you failed as a singer?
Well, okay. I do this and you showed up. Just I don't know how you got my note. Actually, wait a minute. How did you know that I was here?
Well, that's so funny. I actually received an invitation from well, I actually received the invitation, but it was addressed to somebody named Stephanie, and it was at a completely different person's house. I just happened to be, digging through their trash, and I found the
Stephanie.
letter, and so I was like, "Oh, you know what? I should go. I should go see her." Um,
Wait, why were you I'm sorry. Okay, wait, sorry. We'll go back to that, but so you were digging through their trash
Yes, and it said,
and
"Hi, Stephanie. I would love to meet you over some tea." And it had the address, so I just showed up because I assumed you
oh,
meant to send it to me. So here I am.
okay. Hold on. I'm sorry, but that's not what the letter said. I sent out everyone the same letter and it did not say that. So what's really going on here? Yes, you were probably digging through Stephanie's garbage, but but that doesn't make any sense.
Of course.
Have you been following me?
No, absolutely not. Oh my God, why would I follow you? I think you're actually following me because I am so successful and
So
beautiful.
wait. Okay, if what are you doing now? I know that
Um,
you volunteer at the theme park.
Well, it's not really volunteering. It's actually a real job that people do. And I don't just sing there. I sing, um, on airplanes. I sing on trains, and I sing to people in restaurants, outside of restaurants because oftentimes they make me go outside. They say, "Get out of here," because again they're just so intimidated by my beauty. Um, but yeah,
Right.
that's what I do. I sing everywhere now.
What's a good restaurant song? Let's say someone's having spaghetti and meatballs with their partner.
Mhm.
What would you sing to them?
Oh, so I would sing this song called Rigatoni that I actually uh, wrote during my travels on my world tour, and I was so inspired by their fear and terror of me that I came up with this gorgeous song called Rigatoni. So, would you like to hear some of it?
Yeah, I would love
Oh, rigatoni, rigatoni, you're in the hospital, but everything is happy because I'm here. And even though you look sad and scared, nothing could be better than me being here. And you You will love me and buy my album that I just released. Yes, I think that's how it went.
So this is wait, this is a song that you sing outside of restaurants?
Yes, because it kind of has that vibe of just being very like kind of relaxing and soothing, like something that you just listen to while you're eating a big plate of pasta.
You know, sometimes a great song is good for digesting carbs.
Mhm.
So maybe, that will help people get to the bathroom faster, especially with all the screaming, the the beautifully loud singing that you do. Do you do this in people's faces, like,
Mhm.
as they're walking in? Okay.
Yeah. One time, it's so funny that you mentioned digestion actually, because I actually did it directly in a woman's face and she threw up on me. You know, sometimes we just have such reactions. It was very traumatizing, but
I'm sure
sometimes
it was for her, like, that's just
we
not.
just have
I mean, I would hate if I was eating some nice pasta and someone just screamed in my face.
yeah. Well, I don't think she hated it, and I actually don't think I was really
Well,
screaming in her face. I was serenading in her face. Um, but
uh
everyone just
oh,
has their own reactions.
okay.
Kind of like that one time you had that reaction during our audition where you tripped and fell onto a pile of
Of
dead Christmas trees.
it was after Christmas, and I didn't know that they were gonna have that pile there. They filled the stadium with these trees, and then what? The day after Christmas, they just decide to throw them all in a pile during an audition of Realm Idol?
Yeah, I mean, it was so embarrassing for you. I just remember because I was singing and then you immediately ran somewhere and then tripped and fell into that big giant pile of dead Christmas trees. And I remember you came back out and you had these pine needles all over you. You looked I don't want to say beautiful because that definitely isn't the word I was ever looking for, but you did look very festive.
Better than you?
No, no, no,
Better than you?
no, no,
Better than
no,
you, maybe?
no. Actually,
Look,
I don't
I
think
think
you ever
I've
looked
been
better
actually
than me.
very nice during this whole, you stole Stephanie's garbage, you somehow found me because 'cause you've
No.
been
Oh,
following me around,
how
and then
dare
you're gonna
you? You
try
know
and
what?
call me ugly?
I've never said you were
I look
ugly. I just said
better
you
than you.
weren't
You're covered
beautiful.
in pine needles. You're covered in pine needles. I can see them sticking to your jacket, Count Reyana.
Well, for what it's worth, the pine needles made you at least smell nice. Because I don't think you smelled very good before that. Maybe that's why the judges let you through, because you just smelled better. Maybe it had nothing to do with your voice.
Yeah,
Maybe if
maybe
I would have tripped
yeah,
and
maybe
fallen into a
I
pile
smell
of
better.
dead Christmas trees, they would have let me go through to the next round. But um, it's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah, it's fine. Look, I am not really. This isn't really what I was hoping for today. I was hoping to meet up with somebody that wasn't following me around across the
Well, how do you know
realm,
Stephanie
covered.
exactly? Not that you know her,
I
because
don't. I don't know a Stephanie. You made that up.
I think you do know a Stephanie.
Okay, who's
I
Stephanie?
don't know. You tell me.
You tell me who Stephanie is. You were going through her garbage. You showed up to
Stephanie
this
is.
wonderful place and just started accusing me of being ugly and smelling of pine needles.
I never said you were ugly. I just said you weren't beautiful.
Okay, okay. Well, you know what? You're ugly on the inside. No, I didn't mean that.
No,
I'm
actually,
just
my
yelling
insides are
now.
beautiful because I had a one of those things where you drink one of those like disgusting green drinks and then your whole body just
Pine
cleanses
sap?
itself.
Is it pine sap? Is it
Yes,
pine sap? Because that
it
would
is.
explain all of this. It would explain all of this. Everything
Mm.
I'm seeing. Pine
Well, I don't
needles.
think pine sap would do that to a person, would it?
Look, look, it's springtime. You're covered in pine needles.
I, I am nothing of the sort.
Where did you are not a pine needle. You are covered in them. Yes, I
No,
agree.
I'm
You're
not.
not a pine needle. You're covered in them.
I think you want to be me. That's why you fell into that pile of pine needles, because maybe you wanted to be like me right now, because I'm covered in pine needles, which I'm not.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? Yes, that is absolutely true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. And I guess I should just end today's episode because there's nothing else that I want to say.
Well,
Sorry,
I would
listener.
like to sing a song. Yeah,
Listener, I'm so
that's
sorry. While they're
right.
singing, I'm just gonna say bye
I was
I'm just gonna say bye and see you in 2 weeks.
I would like to be home. Thank you.